I've had so many people DMing me for fucking picks now.
Hey, and they'll also send you death threats. But we're live.
And on that note, good morning, everybody. We're here December 2nd, the final month of the year. Hope y'all are getting ready for your holiday season, whatever holiday you guys celebrate. Happy to be with you. We're going to be going over, once again, the games coming up this Sunday, tomorrow, week 13. Looking at it, just like a quick glance, it looks to be probably one of the worst weeks we are going to have in football in totality. And I feel like we say that every week, that all is the worst week of the NFL.
Because
But really only
ass.
yeah, it has been very bad. Really the only game that like pops out to me as being a good game is the Eagles Niners. That's like
Broncos
hands down. Who?
Broncos Texans.
Sure.
There's a lot on that.
Even that's like the battle of the mid.
There's a lot on that game, though. I think there's a lot.
Sure there's a lot on the game. I understand what you're, but I'm saying like the game where you're like, oh, that's gonna be.
I mean, the 49ers Eagles is the matchup of the week. We all know it. Like, that's the game everybody wants to sit in front of their couch. They'll do all their BS to get done to watch that game.
I mean, I think you can even see it from a betting perspective in the fact that none of these games are over 50 and a half. Like normally once you cross that 50 mark, you're like, oh, we're going to get a shootout there. Like even Commanders and Dolphins, it's 49 and a half. And that's more so they're thinking that the Dolphins are going to put up like 40 on the Commanders. So that has nothing to do with them thinking that it's going to be a close game.
And then the Monday Night Football game would be everything if Joe Burrow wasn't out for the year. Like, I think that would be a highly anticipated game, but because
the NFL finally got their shit together and they started flexing Monday night games. I don't know if you guys saw. I'm sure you guys have.
Yeah, they flex next week's, right?
I don't know if it's next week or the week after.
They took one look at Bill Belichick in primetime again, and they're like, "No, America don't need this no more."
It's Philly. It's like in 2 weeks because I think Philly plays somebody on Monday night.
Yeah,
I think they moved the Philly game to Monday.
Next week is the doubleheader. It's Giants, Packers, and I think like Titans or somebody next week.
They put Eagles, Seahawks there, and then they got rid of I think it was Chiefs, Patriots.
Chiefs, Patriots. Yeah, they moved Chiefs, Patriots play at 1:00 Eastern.
So we're gonna do this first instead of at the end when we're in complete shambles. If you're trying to go to any of the games this weekend, go over to our partners over at SeatGeek. Use promo code Off the Ball Network in all caps. You get $20 off your first purchase. So Ken, I'm gonna start with you. Obviously, like we just said, like none of these games look very appealing outside of the two that we mentioned.
Nasty
so what is your game to watch if you have one?
I think that Lions Saints has a ton of potential, but the entire world is on the Lions. The fact that they're only -4.5 with how the Saints have looked tells me that there's more to that game that meets the eye. We know that the NFC South is the worst division in football. Like there's no team in that division where you go, they're going to win a playoff game this year. And you can't.
I mean, the Panthers at 1-10 are still mathematically alive to win the division.
That's what I mean. Like no one there. You're like, okay, so either Derek Carr, or Baker Mayfield, or Desmond Ridder is going to be starting
the mid quarterback bowl.
This is just the mid division of the NFL. So I think that there's more that meets the eye to this one. Let's keep in mind that Jared Goff hasn't looked great his last couple starts, and he was firing out of the gate. So maybe this is a get right spot for the Lions, but it's huge for the Saints in this division because, I mean, we're talking about 5-6, 5-6, 4-7 are the Bucks, Saints, and Falcons. So if they can somehow find a way to win this game and get to 500, then it's going to be interesting down the stretch. We're going to be talking about this division winner probably being below 500. So I'm intrigued by this game.
A la NFC East and COVID year.
Yep.
Just like that. Like that. We all remember
7 and 10 banners.
Yeah, we all remember that year. It was a crazy year.
It was 7 and 9. But
what a year. That was crazy that year. We were that bad, that division?
Every team didn't have a quarterback. None of our teams had a quarterback.
Everybody was
Daniel was a rookie, right? Or second-year player, I think. Second year
player.
That was the year
as he was this year.
It was Andy
was
Dalton.
hurt, yeah.
It was like Andy Dalton, freaking who else? Ben DiNucci, and we had another starter. And Cooper Rush. It was Cooper Rush, Andy Dalton, and Ben DiNucci all started games without
That's when Dak
that was the
his
year
leg.
Dak sat because he broke his ankle.
And then you copied him right after that?
Yeah.
Wanted to be like him so bad.
That was just a sign of solidarity. I ride with my team
I stay with you.
Hey,
I ride with quarterback.
without matching ankles for
and that was Mo's PO moment. That's my quarterback, man.
That's my quarterback.
Yeah, the Eagles had Carson Wentz, and then we had Alex Smith, Kyle Allen, Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, that was
Dwayne Haskins.
Terrible quarterback year for them.
Yeah. I forgot who our quarterback went. Who was our backup that year? God, we were bad.
Bro, the whole division was bad.
It was bad.
I think we started off like 1-7, and then we, like we always do when we have a chance to get the number one pick, we win football games. And I think we won like 4 in a row, and then we like had a shot because the division's trash.
No, the chat was unbearable because we were all arguing about who would win the division while just losing every week, and we still have a right to talk because we're still. Winning.
That's the year. Oh, that's the year when like didn't the Eagles play the Commanders and they like the Eagles like they didn't play no one second? Was it something like that happened? And
yeah,
Cowboys
they needed the Eagles to win, and then Eagles sack guys.
Yeah, they sat everywhere. I remember that's
they benched Jalen Hurts with his 87 passing yards that game in the second half and put in Nate Sudfeld.
Yeah, they screwed Dallas out of that, and that's when Washington got their 7th win because we would have won the tiebreaker and snuck in just to lose.
Chris, were you rooting for that field goal to go through for New England last week?
Yes.
It's too late.
But then at that point, once it goes in, it's like, I guess we're all right, whatever.
You have to watch the overtime of this bullshit.
I'm like, I don't want to watch. And my son was with me. I was like, you don't want to watch this. This is bad for your health.
So Mo, I'm gonna go to you next. What's your game to watch this week?
Like I mentioned before, the Broncos and Texans. I think it's a lot riding on that game. Both teams are sitting at 6-5. Denver, like I said, is one of the hottest teams in football on a 5-game win streak. Defense looks a lot better. CJ Stroud prior to last week was in the midst of being in MVP talks. So, I think this is like essentially, I know it says if the Texans win this game, they got like a 72% chance of going to the playoffs. If they lose, their chances go down to 18. So this kind of seems like, I would imagine Denver's kind of close in the same boat. So this kind of seems like this is for the season right here for both teams. So I think that's definitely when teams this late into this part of the season are playing for games where like your season could go one way or the other. I always think it's interesting to watch. Talking about Russell Wilson playing good football. You talking about CJ Stroud playing good football. Like it's not that bad. Like Broncos, Texans, if you would have told me that's the game you're going to sit down and watch before the season and what are we in 13? I'd be like, yeah, bro, there's no way in hell I'm watching that game. And if I did, it would be to see CJ Stroud. But to think this game actually means something is actually kind of crazy now, especially the way Denver started. Like Denver's playing meaningful football at this point in the season. And we thought like they're going to be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes and Russell Wilson gets cut and Denver's strapped on the salary cap for the next 3 years for having to cut Russell Wilson. Like, there was so many things that you thought 5 weeks ago about Denver, and now they're sitting here playing to compete to get to the playoffs.
Yeah. Prez, what about you?
Nah, there's only one game that really matters. This is an NFL red zone day. Like, just leave it on because a lot of these matchups are just basura, absolute basura. But other than Eagles, Niners, I'm Packers, Chiefs. I mean, I want to see what Jordan Love, and I root for Jordan Love because Ken hates him, and that's just nasty. You just can't hate a quarterback like that, Ken. It's just unacceptable behavior.
Gotta be racist.
I would never do that to a quarterback. Never, ever.
Yeah, you're right. You've never unhealthily
unhealthy. No, I would never make fun of a long neck quarterback like that. But I digress. I digress. No, that matchup because the Packers, like, they're another team that look dead in the water, and what are they 5-6? That still have a shot to maybe make the playoffs and all that. The Chiefs can be beaten, so this is a big game for Jordan Love to see if we're a believer in him. So looking forward to that matchup.
Dad, thank you for joining us. What's your game to watch?
Up out of bed.
You ain't lying.
So did I.
But, yeah, my game of the day obviously is obvious, but I'm gonna go Eagles Niners. There's really no more excuses. We heard what the Niners had to say. Debo called Bradbury trash. All the complaining in the world, which I agree with. If you don't have your quarterback, you can't win. But all the excuses are out the water. Both teams are playing really good football, and this is a high quality matchup we get in the crucial weeks of the season. So it's really going to decide the one seed. If the Eagles win, they can clinch the one seed, I think, by next week. So just looking forward to the chess match on both sides. The trenches obviously always matters. And me watching the Niners play, their offensive line and defensive line is pretty crazy, and so is the Eagles. So I'm just interested to see that matchup, and honestly believe it sounds really, really crazy. No, I'm not even going to say it. I was going to say that Brock Purdy's playing better than Jalen Hurts, in my opinion. I don't really think he's carrying the team. He's just making some plays when he has to. But I really think that Brock Purdy has a lot to show, and he's going to come out ready to ball because he didn't really get a shot last year. And I think overall the Niners are the better team, even though the Eagles can't deny that they're winning. They always find ways to win, and that's a skill. But just looking forward to the Niners getting their get back. And if they can't handle business this time, obviously they'll get another chance because it's going to either be them, the Eagles, or Dallas. But you got to show me something tomorrow because you complained all season that you didn't have your quarterback, this and that. We would have won. You got him. So protect them and let's see what happens. But I'm definitely tuned into this game. And I was going to say the Packers and Chiefs game as well because the Packers are trending upwards and Jordan Love is obviously playing much better. And that defense is coming along, especially guys like Rashawn Gary that had 3 sacks last week. So
and Jair Alexander, them supposed to be back this week too.
Yeah.
They're supposed to get most of the injured players on defense back this week too. So that's going to make it tougher for Chiefs receivers that can't catch the ball.
Oh, yeah, and I was just looking the other day at the NFC, wild card, and that 7 seed is wide open. Like anybody could come get that. So all those 5 and 6 teams, like the Rams, Packers, they're all in position. So the Seahawks better tighten up.
The Giants,
in contention for Drake May for sure.
I don't need another quarterback from the Carolina area.
What?
Like we had, a Duke guy. Nah, no more Carolina. Get them.
I got 2. That kind of touched on that. Rams Browns, just because the Rams are trending upward. They're playing at home.
It doesn't matter. They're home.
There'll be more Browns fans in this.
It's going to be more guaranteed. The dog pound's going to be there.
That's for the
Rams
Chargers.
aren't quite as bad as the Chargers.
The Rams, bro. The Rams
are bad too.
The Rams are LA's team, but LA don't care still.
Yeah, like they're only giving graces the fact that they won a Super Bowl a couple of years. So like
nobody cared.
Give it like 2 years, and there's no way that there's fans there.
That parade was the deadest parade for a team.
That was awful.
Like it was,
which is weird because LA. There's obviously Rams used to be in LA, and there's still so many fans there.
LA doesn't love, bro. They
LA
love
does
the Raiders.
They loves one team. They only love the Lakers. That's it.
And the Dodgers, and then they're all Raiders fans. Everybody from LA is like Raiders fans.
That's because of the NWA.
Exactly. Like I'm just saying, they're all Raiders fans, bro. Like
that's why if the Raiders ever get popping again, like it's going to be crazy. But
Rams are favored -4. Browns are down to like their 6th-string quarterback. They called me the other day to come in for a workout. I told them Joe can have it. The other one I'm watching just because misery loves company so fucking much. I'm watching Chargers Pats because I want to see either
why would you
Bill
do that
Belichick get fired? Because one or two things: either Bill Belichick is going to get fired after being 2-10.
He's not getting fired. He's
resigning.
He makes it to the end of the season.
Or we go another week solidifying my Justin Herbert take, which looks better and better every single week. And I love that for me. So that's why I'm watching that game.
I hate to say this, but because I really don't like his corny ass, but Emmanuel Acho made a perfect point about Justin Herbert. Is he's like, we blame the defense, we blame all this, but Justin Herbert at the end of games ain't even putting his team in position for it to be somebody else's fault. You ain't marching down there for the kicker to miss the field goal. You ain't getting down there for you to score, and it just doesn't happen. You're not scoring and getting the lead for your defense to fail. Like, Herbert's not even winning these games. Like, I know they lose close games, but you're not looking like, oh, well, Herbert did his job and the defense didn't step up. Or he got him down there and the kicker missed the field goal. Like, essentially, Herbert's not holding up his end of the bargain either, making $260 or $70 million or whatever he's making. Like, It looks cool statistically, but at the end of games, when you need him to like, all right, put us in position to win, they're never in position to win. They get the ball at the end of the game, throw a pick against Dallas. Like, you don't get in field goal range for your kicker to kick it. Like, you're never in position to win. Even when you have the ball at the end of the game, you never find like, oh yeah, we can win this game if somebody else does their job. So it's kind of crazy that like
his defense is like, God.
I get it.
They're lasting like every.
When you're still getting opportunities to win those games, you gotta at least get it down there and let your kicker miss. Like, at least blame the kicker. Like, Herbert did all he could do.
His coach
it's weird. It's weird though.
It's kind of wild.
It's weird. He'll carry the team for like 3.5 quarters, and then the final 2 drives, like he'll just not get it done. But for the first 3 quarters, like he's putting the team on his back. The defense has been trash the entire year.
Yeah, I'm not killing. It's just that last.
It matters. Yeah, if you're that guy, you got to go down.
Oh yeah, if you make it 250 with a 260, you got.
That's when you're making your
money.
You
also need
last 2
a
drives.
competent head coach and a defense that at least
doesn't
make it bleed too much. Like
Rob said, that's where you make your money is like that last possession. Like, and I hate to do this, but like, for example, if Dak doesn't go score, like Dak scored that touchdown against Seattle. Now, if they lose that game, it's on the defense. If Seattle comes down and scores a touchdown, like Dak did his job, I put the points on the board. I gave us the lead. If we lose this game, it's now on the defense. I did what I was supposed to do. Herbert ain't doing that in those moments. Like, it ain't like he's taking the lead and it's like, well, our defense gave up at the end of the game. And it's like, well, you can't do nothing about that. If I score with 2 minutes left, it's on the defense now to win the game. Like, you got to win the game now. I did what I'm supposed to do. I can't just keep milking the clock and not score. So
100%. But you all know markets is a huge thing with that too. Because if Herbert was a Cowboys quarterback, he'd probably be getting crucified. But he plays for the worst market, and
he gets the Chargers cop out. That's all that it is.
He gets the Chargers cop out because they're nobody cares about them. So like.
And Colin Cowherd still loves him because it's a West Coast guy at the end of the day.
And he has blonde hair, blue eyes. So we know Colin loves. And he wears his hat forwards, not backwards.
Colin and I would be good.
Like one of those hoodlums.
No, he wouldn't like you because you wear your hat backwards.
Like a hoodlum.
Like a hoodlum. Like a thug. Like a true thug. Because Tony Romo always wore his hat backwards too, right? Didn't Romo always wear a hat backwards?
He did.
Yep.
Every time. Jessica Simpson on his arm.
I guess he would have never drafted Romo.
So I was looking through. There's really only one true rivalry game, and it's straight ass. So we're not even going to talk about.
Are you talking Titans Colts?
Yeah.
There's Bucks. Which one?
Yeah, true. There, at least, yeah. No, we're not talking about either one of them. So we're going to move on. Ken or Thad, I'm going to start with you. Give me a lock.
This is easy. I'm going with the hometown team. We're playing Jake Browning, so if we lose.
You better be ready.
We're playing Jake Browning. They still are the Bengals, and they still have their defense, and they have Chase, and Higgins is coming back from the hamstring. But
look, that preparing for the loss already.
No.
That's a loser's mentality, Thaddeus.
He's getting real spicy with his lock at -9 this week.
They're still the Bengals, so I can't discount. Look,
still the Bengals, even though Jake Burner Browning is playing.
Hey, we still the Jaguars, and we're liable to fold at any moment. I know my team, so if we don't stop, this is the key to success. Stop the run on 1st and 2nd down, get them in 3rd and long, make them throw. That's about it.
And it's so simple too. Like,
I mean, it is because the Bengals ain't that good. We're like top 5 in run defense, so we're gonna see. I don't know, but yeah, this a lot. We ready to go, and we haven't had Monday night since I was in.
You just talked so about it, and they goes, we're a lock.
We're a lock.
Let me build in the excuses, but you know what? We lock us in.
Yeah, we're still a lock though.
27-13 Jags. That's what I'm rocking with.
That's a solid score. I think that's like very.
It's gonna be like happen. It's gonna be like 12 to 7. It's gonna be a disgusting game. Oh, disgusting.
And who's your lock?
This is really coming from the Giants fan that just said 10-7.
We have that. We have Tommy DeVito, baby.
Tommy Fettuccine.
The heart of New Jersey.
He got them chicken nugs ready to go. The cutlets.
Does your quarterback live with your mom? No, so
you can't. Hold on, bro. That's not fair to say because Dak's mom. That's just kind of foul.
You brought it up.
Oh well, since we take it there,
get that back. Put him on the bench. Bruce, put him on the bench.
That's not even top 5.
That's a 2-minute. It's a 2-minute penalty.
That's coming in the mock.
Talking about DeMar Hamlin.
Nobody was.
That's not even the most disgusting.
Nobody was taking it in that context.
Nobody was taking it. I was like, well, that can't, Mom. Technically, you can't.
Hey, Chris, I only know one.
Technically, that can't live with his mom. Like, oh, all right.
Chris,
Thanks.
bro. I'm sorry.
We've been unhinged, not like that though.
Stop, bro.
I
hope the Jaguars lose by freaking a point now. That's
no. We got the Prince.
All right, Ken.
Yeah.
Who's your lock?
Matt Canada's gone. Steelers are going to win. That offense looks so much better without him. They're -6.5 against Arizona. I mean, Kyler hasn't been that bad. Just that roster is horrific.
Terrible.
So, and honestly, we killed Kyler for the amount of money that he made. He at least led a comeback against Atlanta a few weeks ago. So he's not even as bad as like Herbert when it comes to down the stretch. So give me Pittsburgh though. Defense.
Right. Prez, who's your lock?
My lock. I'm going with the Texans with the lock.
Whoa.
I'm going with the Texans with the lock.
Whoa.
That's tough.
They're -3.
Yeah, it's a lock. Lock it up.
A lock against a team on a 5-game win streak. All right.
That's all right. I that's how I've been doing it all year. So
that's why he's only gotten 2 picks right.
I'm taking the cop out. I'm going with the Bucks. I know they're only 5-point favorites, but like they win this game. New Orleans loses against Detroit, and now they're sitting there, basically possibly tied for first place. So yeah, I'm taking the Bucks. Big Mike Evans game. Carolina sucks. Mike Evans, 5 catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Carolina, the old coach getting fired, getting motivated for this game.
That's a real thing, though.
That's a real thing. But I'm gonna be honest, they also fired their quarterback coach, and they basically fired everybody in the building.
Everyone who was on offense got fired.
Special teams coach that's taking over.
Yeah, and he decided to fire. They fired everybody that wanted CJ Stroud over Bryce Young. That's literally everybody that left. Is anybody who wanted Stroud over Bryce Young is out.
Everybody who wanted the way better quarterback.
Drew Staley, Josh
McCown, fire Stu Brooking. That's crazy,
bro. Everybody that wanted Stroud over Young is out the building. We don't want to remind us that had CJ Stroud.
Tepper is
emotional as hell.
He's an emotional owner.
That was an emotional
firing. Too emotional. That's way too
firing Frank Wright is cool, but then when you let go, the quarterback coach, the Deuce Staley, the running back coach, and then it goes back to that interview when Josh McCown was like, "Hey, CJ, maybe we could go some hoops in Carolina," and Deuce Staley was standing right there, I can't wait to see
whoever was in that video was getting fired.
Yeah, got fired. Everybody who was dapping CJ Stroud and was like, "We'll see you in a month," got fired.
Oh man, they're in disarray, man. Franchise.
That was an emotional firing. I was wrong, you guys were right. So guess what? You got to get the F out.
I saw something that Jake Tepper between the Panthers and whatever I think soccer team he owns in the last 2 years. He's fired 5 head coaches.
Well, so he fired 2 coaches in soccer and 3 in the NFL? That's crazy.
Real quick,
own the team.
Since you mentioned soccer. And I don't know if Ken knows about this. For the first time ever in history, 2 clubs made a trade and it was a female for a male.
What?
Did y'all know that? In soccer, a female soccer club and a male soccer club made a trade that traded a female for a male.
All right.
This is America.
We're now trading women for men. That's crazy.
That's supposed to be a hard-hitting stat.
Yeah, it's the first time ever a woman's soccer.
We'll show that on Yahoo Finance or something. It's this
was on Breitbart.
Bloomberg Radio. Make it repeat. Yo, got traded for Pele.
Mo, I forgot how big of a soccer head you are, man. That's crazy.
No,
name one soccer player in the United States not named Messi.
Freddie Adu.
That was 20 years ago, bro. He was 12 too.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Oops.
Anyways, so if y'all thought y'all were cop outs, I'm going the ultimate cop out. I'm taking Miami -9.
Yeah, I figured you were going there.
Yeah, just right under the 10-point threshold.
Now you're gonna win.
9.5.
9.5.
I hope you guys win.
I don't.
Since you do.
I hope that
I want them to have Ron Rivera for another season. Let's go.
I hope the Commanders win out.
I'm rooting for the Commanders to win out so they have no reason to fire Ron and he comes back.
And make the wild card. I hope they win out and make the wild card.
And win a playoff game by
literally.
Don't you
can't fire a man.
Second round and then get smacked by Dallas, and it's just like, hey, guess what? We keep Ron Rivera for another year. You got us to the second round of the playoff.
I hope that Washington's down 7 points and then Jack Del Rio.
All right, that's enough of that.
Yo, I thought he lagged out. I'm about to say, I thought they lagged out. I will say though, Cruz, I do look forward, like on Sundays, to seeing your angry tweets. They crack me up when I'm a little intoxicated. They do crack me up.
I'm glad somebody's fucking laughing on a Sunday.
Jack Del Rio's music.
I don't know what's more legendary.
Still talking.
I don't know what's more legendary. Rob's like Sunday tweets or Jeff Saturday tweets.
Both. Jeff be cracking me up because he be going through it.
Jeff be going through it for a team.
No, that's not fair because y'all motherfuckers win. And his tweets are still out of pocket.
If it was up to Jeff, Ohio State would be ranked 31st in the country.
Ohio State will win by like 30 in September.
Not good enough.
Like, man, I can't wait for Michigan to win by 10 in November. Why is that your takeaway?
This team should be in the SWAC.
They'll beat Rutgers. They manhandle Rutgers, and he's like, this team's still not good enough to beat Michigan. Like, Jeff, we don't play them for another 5 weeks. We got some tests coming up. It doesn't matter. We know how it ends.
She get relegated to the SWAC. We should get relegated to the SWAC.
Crazy in Florida next year.
Meanwhile, I'm watching my team get even kneel right, and Jeff's getting mad that his team shouldn't be ranked in the number 1 in the country.
I'm watching my team give up 41 to Colorado.
Cruz is watching his team give up 59 points every week. I'm watching my team. They can't kneel right. Jeff's mad because the number 1 team in the country.
A new head coach at his press conference.
Indiana, you talking about Indiana's coach? Did y'all see what Indiana's coach did? Like, he's like, hey, our rival Purdue sucks, but so does Ohio State and Michigan. Like, oh, okay, buddy. That's probably how you want to start your career at Indiana.
You'll be fired in 3 years.
You'll be fired in next year. They give you a year. Those same teams you say suck beat you, and you lose to your rival Purdue at the end of the year, buddy. Bye-bye.
Damn. Anyway, so, Ken, I'm going to start with you this time around. Who's your upset?
Who is my upset for this week? I am going to take the Titans because they're +1 at home. Big upset. Yeah, y'all want to get cop-outs with -9.5. I'm taking a +1. It's not even a plus money play. I bet you it's -105.
It's a good one.
Mo, who's your upset in week 13?
Man, calling upset is absolutely wild. But you want me to be honest? The Jets beat the
Susan Boyle at quarterback, baby.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Tim Boyle beats the Falcons, and guess what? Aaron Rodgers graces us with his presence and leads the Jets to the playoffs on a win streak. They don't lose another game.
Mo, real quick, bro. Didn't you hurt your ankle, or did you pop your Achilles too at some point?
Both. Yeah, it was both.
He's gonna get hurt again, right?
All of the leg injuries he's done up.
It was both.
Well, you know what? He still on the podcast, so that's a true warrior right there.
Yeah, I didn't want to get them started. I know Kenny
His
are gonna have a field day.
ankle went, and then the rest of it just said, "Nah, I'm good."
Yo,
but I'm not gonna lie. That's what makes me like, bro. And I know, like, here's my thing. Everybody's like, well, you didn't have the multi-million-dollar doctors. No, I get that. But at the same time, bro, I had my second surgery was done by one of the best surgeons in Texas. And at the end of the day, bro, you're not coming back. If you actually ruptured your Achilles, bro, I'm sorry, bro. You're not coming back in 2.5 months. I'm sorry.
That's the Pfizer attitude that you've got over there, though.
You're not even walking, bro. The fact that he was walking tells me like the damage was not.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad. Even though we saw that thing like buckle, like we saw like it like
it popped, like it jumped, but at the same time, bro, like it can jump and it could be like a spread. I'm sorry, I'm just not buying that this dude is doing, bro. He was walking in 3 weeks, bro. Yeah, I'm sorry, you can't tell me medicine is out here when people are dying on the table with BBLs, but all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers can freaking walk after 2 weeks of Achilles surgery, bro. I'm sorry. A real like ruptured Achilles? Nah, bro, I'm not going for it. I'm sorry. No, I am a fan of science. I'm not a fan of Aaron Rodgers because he's trying to diminish science by saying, look, I'm back.
Anti-science, doesn't believe in anything.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is
today.
fucking
I would
wild.
more say I'm opposed to science because science. I'm with science. Science is telling you there's no way Aaron Rodgers should be able to play football at all this year.
This is why you shouldn't let people go to college to play sports.
Mo Fauci.
Because you get that, and you get people like Kyrie Irving who still think the world is flat. It's he wins the most one of the
Kyrie route, right? Like
he was tongue in cheek with that. He was joking, Kyrie, when he said it. It was taken out of context.
okay, so Chris, who's your upset?
So back to science.
Science is upset.
Scientifically, I got this team upset.
Scientifically, I have this team getting upset. I was gonna go with the same. I was gonna go with the Jets over the Falcons, but I'm gonna change it up and
Go with it.
I'm gonna take Commanders over the.
I'm gonna take the Commanders over the Dolphins, baby. Let's go. Ron Rivera extension on the way. Let's go.
Are you really?
I'm taking the Commanders.
There's no.
Bro, there's no way in hell.
If you won though.
Well, they're gonna hit that game's gonna hit the over, and Commanders will have 7 points, 10 if they're lucky.
Tua's gonna throw some interceptions and all that. He's been a little.
Tua hasn't been playing the greatest football, bro.
And this is good. But this is the
Washington get right game. Is this US defense?
Everybody get right game.
Yeah,
I don't know why you asked Cruz to say something positive about his team. Mo.
No, but it's crazy. It's true because like Dak does it on Thanksgiving. He's an MVP candidate. Like everybody is like, "Hey, I'm struggling. Let me play the Commanders defense real quick."
Danny DeVito.
The 2 times we played the Giants, they have ended like their bad streaks against us. The first time was like their first offensive touchdown the entire year in like week fucking 6. And then a couple weeks ago, it was their first. They scored their
first half touchdown. First half touchdown was
on the season.
Yes,
yeah. At that point,
never scored a first half. Oh,
no. At that point, we scored a defensive touchdown, pick 6 against Tua, but we didn't
y'all never scored an offensive touchdown first half going into like week 12. That's terrible.
Yeah,
it's bad.
But then
everybody does that against us.
That's a different level of suck, bro.
But Dad, you want me to say something good about this?
We got the same amount of wins though as them.
You want me to say something good about this team? Hey, Prez, this is the week you lose in fantasy because Tua's going to go off for like 40-something points.
I lost last week. I had the second most points and I lost last week to freaking.
And you're going to lose this week too. I'm banking on Tua balling this weekend. For now. I'm going to steal a 5th straight win. Thad, who's your upset?
It's hard for me to pick this team because every day I'm becoming less and less a fan of Derek Carr, but I'm gonna take the Saints over the Lions. I don't think the Lions have been playing that well, especially on defense. And if the Saints can do anything, they can get after the quarterback at times. And we know Jared Goff, when he gets hit, when he starts getting hit, him and Derek Carr are similar in that way. Well, every quarterback is when they start getting hit, but they fold at a different level when they start getting touched and stuff and they have a muddy pocket. They're lucky they're playing indoors, so Goff will play better with his little ass hands. But I think that the Saints will. I think the Saints will pull out the upset victory, and it's hard for me to say that because they haven't been playing well. They lost to the Vikings.
I'm taking Bengals at +9.
Okay,
I don't care. My season is shot.
Yo, who's the best? Who's the best? Is Dak the best quarterback in the NFC?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yes, he is. Because if
you're,
you know what you're going to see, Aaron McDonough. Well, Jalen Hurts got the rush yards. His rushing touchdowns are BS. It's all push.
Push.
That's fake stats. Dak Prescott's the best.
NFC Pro Bowl quarterbacks are going to be nasty,
bro. Because it's going to end up being Sam Howell and freaking Derek Carr.
Sam Howell's going to be a Pro Bowler.
Derek Carr and Desmond Ridder, because Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts, and Dak Prescott are not going.
They got to find somebody else for Derek Carr. There has to be a better option.
Baker's going to be a Pro Bowler.
Oh, Jared Goff.
Baker's going to be a Pro Bowler. Well, it's one of these teams got to make the NFC Championship, so usually they don't play.
Stafford would get in over half those guys, you said.
Jordan Love. Oh, Ken's going to love when Jordan Love
He's the starter.
He's going to be the starter in the Pro Bowl.
But yes.
They don't have the game no more. There's no more game.
Yeah, because everyone watches the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
I forgot it's flag football now.
In the NFC, and he's been the best quarterback all year.
Yeah, Dak is the best guy, I think, right now. Yeah.
He's been the best quarterback in the NFL this year. I don't care
I
what.
got a question real quick before we move on. What makes you like a quarterback? Because I want to know why you like certain quarterbacks and why you hate certain quarterbacks. Press.
Who, me?
Yeah. Why do you hate like
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor, and you hate somebody else? I can't think of the name. Who else does he hate?
He hates Brock Purdy too.
Skin tone by the sounds of it.
I'm noticing a pattern.
Yeah, I'm starting to catch a pattern. Like
I'm just saying, there's a couple things these guys have, and
It's like when you ask a white guy the best player in the NBA history, and they're like Larry Bird.
Like, hey, how did you come
Like,
up
we
with
know
that
why.
conclusion? You know how I came up with that conclusion. You know why I say Larry. He's the only
the best bounce pass in NBA history.
Prez can't even have Lions Saints on his TV. He'd break it.
No, it's just I need something to hate too. So it is like.
So
when your team is 4-8, you gotta.
I haven't been able to root
get your happiness somewhere.
I need to find other reasons to watch football other than my team in the last decade. Being the worst team in football.
Chris, then you should head on over to betalytics.com and use code OTBN for 25% off, and then you could, put some money.
You know what? Because you know what I do? I'll have a nice parlay set up, and then I'll add one more, and the one more I add is the one that's.
Hey, that's the way to do it.
That's like
that's the way to do it.
It happens all the time. Like I'll tally some of Ken's stuff, and then I'll add like a random one that I think is a lock, and then that team loses by 15, and then I just hate myself.
So what you're saying is if you just tailed me, then you would profit. Go and check out the 100% podcast at HedgePod on all social platforms.
You get greedy. Like you mess around and get greedy. Like
you want to see that part. You want to see that the money go up a little bit.
Yeah,
like one more.
Ken's 3 plays like $50 will win you like $250, and you're like, you know what? Let me get that 4th to make that $350 jump, and let me go ahead and I know he's gonna do it. You'd be like, Ken's like, hey, anybody tell me, hey, clean sweep, and you're like, yeah, I did, but I added LeBron James over on assist, or I added so and so to cover the spread. And you're like, yeah, you idiot. That's why it's called tailing, not adding. Like,
I that sounds like a kill response for sure.
Yeah, like, yeah, you idiot. Like, you're supposed to. I asked if you tailed me, not, hey, you took my plays and then added your plays without using Betalytics. Wait, so how do y'all determine that, like, you hate quarterbacks? Because, like, for me, I hate 2. I hate Josh Allen.
We all hate 2. I think we all have 2 quarterbacks.
I hate Josh Allen, and now I'm going to be honest. That I've found out recently, and this is like, you're going to be like, oh, no surprise. I hate Jalen Hurts. And I never hated Jalen Hurts until 2 weeks ago. He pops, or like a week ago, earlier this week, he pops up. Where was he at? He was courtside at an NBA game. Guess what my wife goes up out her phone and does? That's one handsome man right there. That's the player I officially hate.
Yeah, you Mulatto stay together, but I guess
nah, bro, nah. If he didn't play on my team, I would hate Michael Parsons too. Because my wife,
Maga Parsons,
a Corolla, but like she's looking at a Ferrari. Like, what do you expect?
Hey, I don't drive a Corolla, man. Come on, man.
I'm
not that corny.
That's fine.
I'm not that corny. Corollas is corny.
But I can understand why you hate like Josh Allen. Like even though I disagree on some of your Josh Allen stuff, but I could see, and Jalen Hurts too. He's not there. Trevor is number 1 for me. Like, and it's by a good margin. But Hurts is getting up there because he seems like he gets a pass too a lot. But they win, so I could get it. But Trevor, let me get to why I don't like Trevor Lawrence, because this man. High school, he's the greatest thing. He's the next Clemson. And he's the number 1 pick and all that. His stats been mid. Since he's been an starter, they've been mid. Now they win games, so he gets away with it. But like we killed Justin Herbert, but I mean Trevor hasn't been lighting it up. Where we're like, yo, he's going to be that guy. And you would think
the difference is
they
went to the playoffs. He won the game against Justin Herbert. Like he's not.
Daniel Jones won a playoff game too. Came back. I don't know. Nobody talks about Daniel Jones like that.
If Daniel Jones had played slightly better this year than he did last year, like he wouldn't get praised, and we'd be like, he's top 10
amount of playoff wins.
Not bad.
All right, so hold on real quick, Cruz. I mean, not Cruz, Praise. So since Trevor Lawrence has got there, what's changed with the Jaguars?
They win.
They win. That's cool.
He's the only person.
I'm just talking about the hot. Like we want to kill a lot of these other quarterbacks. Like we said, Mo kills Josh Allen. We talk about Herbert. he can't finish it. I'm just saying. We're Trevor.
No, I mean, I agree. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm just saying the way the people talk about him in the media, you would think he has no flaws and all that. And it's like, yo, he has not. He's not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying he's not been like, oh my god, like he's 12-7 this year, touchdowns and interceptions. Yeah. Like he's not above and beyond. Like, oh my god, he's going to be a Super Bowl. It's like,
did Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow change the way we look at literally every quarterback? Like now, because think about it, like any other year, and for instance, like any other year, like you're talking about the MVP race now, and everybody's like, oh, this is the grossest MVP race, because right now, like 3 of the top 5 MVP possibilities are Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, and Jalen Hurts. Like it's not Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes that we're used to seeing, and then maybe like throw a Trevor Lawrence slides in there, and then maybe like Justin Herbert's able to get in there. It's like guys that like you want to be outside Jalen Hurts, everybody, but like Dak's a MVP candidate. Like, but is it because of the success of like Patrick Mahomes and then up next like Joe Burrow that like we look at every other quarterback and we're like, if you're not that, especially like Josh Allen, like I hate Josh Allen for the simple fact every year everybody tells me he's that, but he never reaches that. He doesn't do what Mahomes does at the end of the day when it's time to win. He doesn't do what Joe Burrow's done. He hasn't made a Super Bowl. They walked in after losing to the Chiefs and they're Super Bowl favorites and everybody on the Bills. Oh, I'm taking the Bills versus the Eagles and this and that. And then he loses in the second round, gets a pass. He goes 6-6 this year, and it's everything but Josh Allen. Well, he's carrying the team, but he's not winning games. He did lose to Jets. He leads the league in interceptions. Like, I think Josh Allen gets a lot of built-in excuses too, because like, if he wasn't leading the league in interceptions and stuff, I'd be like, okay, bro, at the end of the day, like they are hurt defensively again another year. So I get it. But like Josh Allen's also he's a reason why they're losing too. But everybody makes it like it's everybody but Josh Allen. Like, well, he's carrying the team. What do you expect him to do? Like, yeah, he's also leading the league in turnovers. Can't hold on to the ball while running the ball, and he can't throw the right pass. He's always throwing interceptions, but he gets an excuse because the same 3 defensive players that get hurt every year since he's been there and they were expected to win the Super Bowl are hurt again. And it's like, well, look, they're always injured. Like, okay, but at some point you got to win those. You got to win the games you're supposed to win. You can't lose to the Jets.
I think not even Patrick. It's Tom Brady, I think, kind of spoiled us with quarterbacks.
I don't know. I don't think we ever measured anybody. There's like that one guy that like Patrick Mahomes. Like, I don't think we look at anybody else like Tom Brady except Patrick Mahomes. Like,
do you also think because Brady's gone and Rodgers is on the way out and Breeze is gone and Manning's gone, that we're trying to force quarterbacks to be that?
Yes,
like,
because
the NFL needs that, right? The NFL thrived on Brady, Manning, Breeze, Rodgers,
Roethlisberger,
all those quarterbacks to carry the league. We have Patrick Mahomes but there is a drop off as far as star power,
bro, think about it.
And I think the NFL needs that, and we're trying to push Trevor Lawrence, we're trying to push we're trying to push Herbert. We're trying to push Josh Allen and all that. We're trying to push those guys, and they're not ready yet. They're not ready yet to be those guys.
We got Manning or Brady. Like, we have Manning and Brady with Mahomes and Joe Burrow, but we're trying to fill the void with the Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers. Like, we're trying to fill that void. Like, think about it. That era of quarterbacks, and I know like Rivers ain't necessarily. He's in the same era. Like, at the end of the day, he played for majority of the years. Like, if you think about it statistically, like that era produced 6 or 7 of the top 10 all-time leaders in passing yards and passing touchdowns. So you're like, ooh, you have Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes and Herbert. And then you're like, okay, who's the mid guy, like the Phillip Rivers? And you're like, okay, maybe it's Dak, or maybe it's a Jalen Hurts or somebody like that. And it's just like none of them are that. Like, that was like the golden era. We're coming off the golden era.
They don't even have there's not even like an Eli Manning in the NFL right now. Like someone who he was up and down and all that, but somehow wins. Like, somehow they win big games. Like, there's no quarterback like that in the NFL right now that I could think of that can do that. Like, and I think the NFL is trying to push that, but you can't really force that. Like, it kind of just. We got lucky that we saw all those quarterbacks in the last generation, essentially. And I think the NFL really wants to push that. And now with crazy contracts and all that pushes it even higher up. So,
yeah, because it has to naturally happen. Like, you naturally got to let guys like Brady and all them naturally ascended. Like,
natural rivalries.
Brady wasn't the GOAT until he earned his GOAT spot. Like, Peyton Manning wasn't arguably, before Brady became the GOAT, like Peyton Manning wasn't arguably the greatest quarterback ever. By just, we're looking at Peyton Manning and we're like, that's the guy. He earned it. Like, he wins the Super Bowl. He goes to the Super Bowl. validates his entire career, even though he didn't really play well and he got carried by the defense at the end, but like validates his entire career by getting that second one. So you're not just like Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers where you won one, like you won multiple. Drew Brees with the 5,000-yard seasons, Big Ben winning multiple Super Bowls, like getting the 3, winning 2, like all these guys naturally got there. And it's like all these other guys, like they should be there, but they never get there. The Dax, all of them, they never get to the Super Bowl, but we know how good they are. They're just not Super Bowl championship good. And there's a lot of that. Like there's a lot of quarterbacks that aren't like championship quarterbacks, which is why you're always going to buy into the Bengals, the Chiefs, and all that, because you're like, if not, you're having to buy into Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts. That's why you buy into Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow and even like a Josh Allen, because there's not a lot of championship quarterbacks in the NFL right now until proven, but nobody's proved it. Okay, done on the rant. Still hate Josh Allen. He still sucks.
We know he's on a bye week, and you still found a way to just fucking roast him.
It is what it is at this point, though. He's going to turn over the ball.
Yeah,
but
that's just his game.
He's also leading the league in TDs with 35.
Thad, you're a quarterback and all that. I know everybody wants him to change his game, and that's the easy thing to say because he throws the interceptions and all that. But I don't think it's as easy as that. Like you just can't change his game, because if you change his game now, he may be
not Josh Allen.
He's not Josh Allen, and maybe he's
not Brett
maybe
Favre.
He's a bottom 5-10 quarterback instead of being still a top 10 quarterback the way he plays. So,
but he's also not Brett Favre. You
think
forget
Brett Favre is better than him for real?
Yes, you forgave. You know why you forgave what Brett Favre did? Because he won. He won a championship, and then like he went to NFC championship. He won a championship. Like you forgive guys for what they do when they win, but when you're doing that and you're coming short every year, and there's a guy. The difference is there's a guy in your division.
You would have killed Brett Favre, though. You would have killed Brett Favre.
No,
if we had Brett Favre
first off, I like Brett Favre growing up
because he came up short a lot too. Brett Favre, when his team was favored, they came up short. But yeah, won Super Bowl though. And
he's gotten that one, so you forgive it. He's been to NFC Championship with like Minnesota, so you forgive it. Where with Josh Allen, the thing about Josh Allen, if he was in the NFC, it probably changes a little bit because he's been to a Super Bowl or 2. But now you're in the AFC, and this guy Patrick Mahomes walks in. They're in the same conference. He's literally it's the Arrowhead Invitational in the AFC Championship. You have to win in Kansas City in order to go to the Super Bowl, and only 2 guys have done that. Tom Brady.
I got a question about Josh Allen. All right, you think Brett Favre is a little bit better? Do you think? I know this is a crazy question. Do you think one day he makes the Hall of Fame? I know it's crazy. Like you think we let everybody in, but he's a Hall of Fame worthy player in my opinion.
Oh, Josh Allen.
Yeah, I honestly think that, bro. It is what it is. He's going to lead the league in TDs. He's going to turn the ball over. That's why you love him and you hate him at the same time. It's just, I don't know. I like watching him play.
I think it takes a while for him to. I don't think he's first balloted to win the championship.
I think he's worthy to get in. Like when I watched the Eagles game last week, I know the Eagles won. Hurts had 5 TDs, but I really thought he was the best player.
That game, like a game,
he carried him. He carried him that game. They should have won.
That's my problem with Josh Allen. That right there, that statement is because like you're right. But that's what Josh Allen does. He'll play very great, and you're like, yo, this dude is arguably the best quarterback in the NFL when he plays like that. And then he goes the next week and just stinks and throws 3 picks, 1 touchdown, and they lose the game. He loses in an all-time effort, but that's fine. I'll give him that pass. But then he goes the next game and he throws 3 picks, 1 or 2 touchdowns, misses Stephon Diggs 5 times wide open, misses a Gabe Davis trying to force it to Diggs when he shouldn't because the other guy's wide open. Like he's a roller coaster of up and down, but we give him a pass because like and then he leads the league in touchdown passes. I think it's like
he's also rushing for 50 yards a game, getting cracked. Because he's their best runner.
I don't care that he gets cracked. Cam Newton's getting cracked too. I don't care. I hate Josh Allen.
You just hate Josh. That's nasty. Don't say. That's nasty, Mo. You got to be better than that. You'd be a pro.
All right. One more time. If you're trying to go to any games, go to our partners over at SeatGeek, Off the Ball Network. All caps get $20 off first purchase. That I'm going to start with you. Go ahead and tell the people where they can find you, what projects you have coming up.
What the game means to me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Me and Jelani are going to have a show on Tuesday. I'm going to the game on Monday, so when I get back Tuesday, we'll be having a show. But follow Off the Ball Network and follow everybody here, Rob, Kenneth, Mo, Prez, and tune in to Overreaction Monday on Monday.
And
You're on.
Wow. So pro you are.
Yeah, I put it on mute because I was fucking sick and tired of listening to
Oh, yeah, excuses. Yeah. Okay, Trevor Lawrence.
Can't tell, bro.
That's the exact same shit that we talked about last week. We all know it that we're on this show, so I should probably do a podcast. I haven't in a while, but putting out daily winners
hard, bro. You're a slacker.
Not really. I'm putting out winners that you're not tailing because you're stupid and you fuck up your own parlays. So other than that, I'm in a great mood. I'm looking forward to college football Saturday. Going to be a lot of great games.
First time he's watched college football all year.
Hopping on Francis' show tomorrow, up and under, and then going to have Kev on for a shoot tomorrow. So it's going to be good.
Mo?
Yeah, you can follow me, Mo_Cheese15. The only way I'm gonna sign off, go Oklahoma State, go Georgia, God damn it, go Michigan, and go Louisville. That's how I'm rocking today.
Oh, we're Cardinals fans today.
I'm an Oklahoma State fan. I'm a fan. I gotta see. I'm a Michigan fan, and I'm a Louisville fan.
You can't root for them to win.
Hey, we got a backdoor. We got a backdoor into the playoffs, and all those teams.
But I thought losing Michigan, that's the only thing that matters. But,
it is, but hey, you have a right to redeem yourself if you backdoor.
Going to the national championship doesn't matter if you lose to Michigan.
Nah, yes, it does.
To your fan base. To your fan base, no.
Well, then, I ain't gonna lie.
Fire everybody.
We lost to Michigan, but if we was the backdoor into the playoffs and end up in the national championship, everybody who is dogging on, but we lost to Michigan, you kiss my ass. I don't care.
That is crazy that people they're like, oh, I don't care if we go to national. It's like what? Who says
if we're in the national championship, and I ain't gonna lie, I love Jeff to death. If we make the national championship and we win, and Jeff is like, I don't care, like I'm happy, but we lost to Michigan, I'll be like, Jeff, kiss my ass. I'm sorry, bro, kiss my ass. I'd rather hoist the national championship.
Put that on a shirt, underdog. Put that on a shirt.
If we win the national championship, I'm getting a shirt saying Jeff kiss my ass.
You know what's crazy? There's gonna be fans that are going to be like, well, we lost to Michigan, and it's like, who cares? We won the Natty.
So how ultimate was the success? Like hoisting the national championship.
Still fire Ryan Day.
I'd be like, yeah, y'all kiss my ass, bro. Get out of here. National championship over Michigan win every year, twice on Sunday.
You would think y'all lost to Michigan by like 78 points. Too.
Yeah, you would think so.
That's crazy.
We're gonna find you.
Our fan base is wild. Off the ball pod, you can follow me. Got some cool stuff coming up with some doing stuff with Omar. We got a series that we're starting. Biggest what ifs and all that. We're gonna start with Shaq. What if Shaq never left for the Lakers? We're gonna start with that. So we're gonna work on that this week, either today or tomorrow. So that should be coming out sometime next week. So check that out. Make sure you go offtheballnetwork.com. Check out all the great sponsors we have, and make sure you follow everybody. So appreciate you guys.
Yep. You already know you can find me FNC Pod on Twitter, Football Show Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. Find me on Monday, Overreaction Monday, right back here 7 days from now, same time, 11 o'clock Eastern for
Ron Rivera extension, baby.
Hopefully we are down a head coach. Other than that, for Dad, Ken, Chris, and Mo, thank you guys for watching.